was scared. I was totally scared because that's from my auntie, my uncle. If you date Black American, if you date white American, right after the night, you need a wheelchair.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Gladys on Love. Today is my first episode of actually doing an interview with two beautiful women, and I will let them introduce themselves. Let's start with this beautiful Morena girl.
Thank you, Gladys, for having me on your channel. Actually, we had a conversations before, but hello everyone. My name is Jelle, and I'm 24 years old, living here in Dumaguete City, and I also do have a channel. Yes.
Hi everyone, my name is Leia. I'm 23. Living in Dumaguete as well. So, thanks for having me here.
Thank you, Giselle and Leia. Both of them has actually a channel as well, and I've collaborated with the two of you. And all of us have something in common, which is we're in a relationship with a foreigner. Yes. And for today's video, I want to dig deep into what are the experiences of being in a relationship with a foreigner, what are the pros and cons, and also what are the things that you have to adjust being in a relationship with a foreigner as well. Now, your partner, Giselle, is 59 right now?
Yes.
How about you, Leia?
61.
61. Were you guys bothered about the age gap?
It's never been a bother for me. Actually, people judge us. I have received a lot of comments since I do run a YouTube as well, and we both into that channel. I have received a lot of, you should date me. I'm 40 and I'm 30s. You should not have date this because it's not really good to see you both walking around. I said, yes, judgmental. What I do whenever time I gonna encounter like that comment, I just ignore it. I know myself better. I have my own decisions to choose who I want to be with. So I just ignore them. I chose to be happy because I only live once. So go choose your happiness too.
That's great. Before we move on to Leia, because you mentioned you were the one who approached John first.
Yeah, I sent him a friend request.
What made you decide to actually message him?
Actually, I sent him a friend request because I just find him attractive on the profile pic. And then when he messaged me, he said hello because I'm not the kind of person that message. Just friend request. We'll see who's gonna message me first. And I actually have a chat mate before who messaged me, but I don't like them because they're gonna ask nude pictures. So it's a red flag for me. Black, delete. This guy was like, I was waiting what his purpose, why he messaged me. So he messaged me like, hi, hello. And then when I start sharing my story, my whole story, he was really touched because a lot of message there. I don't know if you believe it or not, but I was being so honest. And I think he sees it. And when he wants to video call, I said, my phone before is I just put scotch tape or to make it work, and I have no load, just data, so I could not see pictures. Hard to send pictures as well. So I said, I have no load. And he said, how much is load? I said 50 pesos or 100. You can see me. And I was so scared maybe he would not like me because I don't know, because I'm not really confident with myself before. I have a son. And he said, I'll send you. He sent me 20 bucks. And what makes him touch very much is the rest of that money he sent me. I bought a bread for everybody, and he was like, wow, this girl is special. There's something in this girl. So that's what makes him push to get to know me more. And that's how it started.
Wow, that's so sweet. I love how you actually told that story to me before. That's really nice. Thank you, Giselle, for sharing it. And see, girls, it pays off. So for Filipinas, don't necessarily wait for the guys to approach you. Make a move as well. Send friend requests just like what you said.
Yeah, actually, me, I did add. I understand. I did, how do you add or something. To connect to him. I did, but he was the one who sent me. He looks, the same thing with you.
Attractive.
I find him very attractive. The profile picture, my husband,
When you know about his age, did it change your attraction, or it didn't really make any
honestly, it's different with Giselle
Yes.
because they were LDR, but
Yeah.
with me and Gary, because we're together, we go out, and it bothers me honestly at first before I fall in love with him. But when I fall in love with him, it doesn't bother me at all after that. When you love someone, you don't really look at him.
Yeah.
Oh, he's 60. I just see him like I love him.
And Gary, for his age,
Yeah.
is a good-looking guy,
Yeah, yeah.
and he keeps himself fit as well.
But at first, I was bothered because I never dated a guy that is like, how many age gap? We have 38 age.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I was, back then I was 18 only, but I had a child. I don't look like 18 that time. But now, no, it doesn't bother me anymore.
What was the story that's coming into your head that made you feel bothered?
I was worried about what would be like, especially like my friends. Oh, friends, like they gonna judge. They did, which is they did judge me. Like he's my sugar daddy. Yeah, there is some Karen from my hometown who said that Gary was my sugar daddy.
How did you handle those kind of negative comments from other people?
Now I see boundary. I even have family that ask me money, and then I don't want to give them because that's not my response. Like normally, like the relatives, and when they try to attack me because I don't give what they want, I see boundary. You know what, these people, I don't need these people or family in my life. I just cut them off, and that's why I've learned. Because you should not feel guilty. They're not your responsibility. I have my family, I have my kids, and that's my priority in life. Yeah.
I love it that because setting boundaries in the Philippine culture is not very common
very
because we're so used in sharing home, so there's not even a boundary for privacy, stuff like that. So I'm grateful that you're able to learn to set boundaries.
I think having friends like this, that's where I learn it. It's my personal decision. I came to think of it. These people make you feel bad. Like one time my uncle asked me money, and then I said, me and Gary was just new. I don't ask him money, especially for my family. It's so embarrassing. So I said, I don't have money. He said, why you married a foreigner and then that doesn't money, doesn't give you, and all that, saying lots of negative. I said, these people irritate me, so I just block them. I never approach them anymore. I cut them off.
Yeah, that's so sad that
It
there
is
are
sad.
people like that. And I love what you said, being very picky when it comes to the friends that you surround yourself
Yes.
with, friends that are, like, say, good influence, or friends that you can also learn from. This is a very common question that I think a lot of people ask. What made you decide to choose to be partner with foreigner instead of choosing a Filipino?
Since I got pregnant with my Filipino, I've been suffering a lot of stress when he ignored me and he started leaving me. That was so sad part of my life actually, because I said I grow up not having a father. I don't want my son or my daughter grow up not having a father, because it's really hard. It's really actually, but I can't force myself to be with a person that who does not like me or does not love me. So I don't chase him. And I tried to actually once, like for support, like that, but sadly, it didn't happen. So I just sitting there. I said, I've seen a lot of Filipinas dating foreigners. What's in there? What's with the foreigner? First thing that comes to my mind, if you date foreigners, you can't walk. That's what people say. You can't walk after the night. And I was scared. I was totally scared because that's from my auntie, my uncle. If you date Black American, if you date white American, right after the night, you need a wheelchair. So that scared me a little bit. When I dated this foreigner, I've seen a lot of greatness with this man. That's why I pursue to get to know him better, deeply. And he was so kind, which I never had experience with my Filipino ex. He treated me like a real woman. He surprised me, and I've never received any flower bouquet from a Filipino. So I said, I like this guy. I want to be with this guy. And he's been so sweet. He's been so caring. Always think about your safety. And all of those are not with Filipino, based on my experience. I know Filipinos here watching this video. I don't generalize this. There were also Filipinos that are kind. But based on my experience, I have not experienced being treated like a real woman, which I did with John. Actually, my fiance's name is John. And I said, I like this. We have the same vibe. We're both in love. And I don't know, but he's just a sweet guy. That's one thing that I really like about him. He knows how to manage the time, his work with me. He always prioritizes me, and I see that halfway around the world. And every day, even when we have small fights or big fights, he even kissed me on my forehead. He even tried to make me laugh. How could I be mad at him when he was trying to make me laugh? And so he's just, as I said, I like this kind of person. I like being understandable. And one reason why I pursue him, because he accept me and accept my son. And he said, I would be a daddy with him. I would be a superman. And when he come here, he really proved it.
Foreigners, I think they are very mature and they plan ahead.